Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me on this little impromptu live stream. I literally was just sipping my coffee an hour or two ago, scrolling through the internet, seeing what's new. And POTA News and Reviews, a relatively new, or at least new to me, website. It's probably been around for 100 years and I didn't know it. I did a video a few days ago, a week ago, about a new Parks on the Air award that this POTA News and Reviews website is doing called the Pack Mule. And this is very intriguing to me because it's going to take a little bit of effort to win. It's more in the lines of Summits on the Air's Mountain Goat. And we'll get into it a little bit more here. But I just want to give credit where credit's due. I discovered this website from a live stream that our friend Eric N1JUR did with the creator of this website. So it's pretty cool. Good morning, Chris. Hope things are well on your side of the state. Fellow Wisconsinite here. So let's just do a real quick rundown of this website. It's laid out pretty nice. As you can see here, the home page has some wonderful pictures, and it's basically going to be like a after action report, park review type thing, where you can see people have sent in some field notes and pictures of recent activations they did, which is pretty cool. Beyond that, they have a POTA map, which is pretty cool. It pulls in stuff from the Parks on the Air official website, POTA.app, along with some other mapping features. You can put your own personal notes into it. It has an old school web forum on it, some calendars for events, so on and so forth. Again, I won't go into detail on that. Eric did a great job on that, and there's probably more resources out there. Again, pinned to the top of the comments or in the chat here for the live stream is a link to that Eric's live stream where it gets into it. But let's go to this Pack Mule page. And this is pretty new. It's probably been up for a few days. I just noticed it. As you can see across the top, there's a banner that's going to be for the leaderboard for people who are trying to get this award. So what is the award in detail? Glad you asked. Nice little description here. The PN&R Pack Mule Award celebrates POTA activators who put their stations on their back and haul it into the woods or up a mountain or down a stream. It's a difficult award to achieve. At a minimum, you are hiking 100 miles and doing 100 activations, carrying everything each time. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. What you got to do is go man portable out into your park, hike in a ways, set up your station, and you have to do this 100 activations to get the Pack Mule Award. And the website's creator Perry puts the disclaimer or the note in here to kind of put it in perspective. And I'm quoting him: "I'm out quite a bit and hike on every activation, and I think this will take about 2 years for me to do." So it's that should spark a little bit of butthurt right there in our world of instant gratification. This award is going to take a little effort. And again, that's what's really appealing to me about it. The next thing that got me excited this morning when I started reading the rules, it says general rules. Looks interesting. Can we do more than one a day? I believe so. Let's dive in here. Yeah, any more questions, just pile them in. I will read through the rules and answer whatever I can afterwards, and we can hang out and chat about whatever. And if you're watching this live, Merry Christmas, by the way. It's Christmas Eve. I hope everybody's having a wonderful holiday, end of year, friends, family. It's a great time. All right, so let's read the rules. And again, the first thing that popped up to me that got me excited is general rules. These rules apply to all the PN and R awards. Right now, they just have the Pack Mule award, so they must have some more ideas like this up their sleeves. So that's pretty cool. General rules. Number one, PNR awards are available to anyone in the world. That's cool. All references parks accepted by Parks on the Air program worldwide are eligible to use in this program. For simplicity, we just call them parks. So wildlife areas, national forests, all that kind of stuff, they just call them parks. If it's in the Parks on the Air database, it's an entity that's eligible for this award and other awards that PN and R are coming up with. You may submit an activation from a park as many times as you like, though we encourage you to explore other parks, meaning it isn't like a one and done thing like Summits on the Air where you can only activate a particular summit one time per calendar year. They're following the standard format for POTA where if you want to activate the same park from the same bench every single day of the week, go right ahead, have fun. So that's cool. And obviously, they encourage you to go out to other parks. And while I'm thinking about it, that's the whole idea of this award is to get people from going to the same park bench or just activating from your vehicle. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I do that all the time. I enjoy it. But the whole idea is, a lot of our parks, our wildlife areas and whatnot have some amazing trails and sites. So let's check it all out. So this will kind of motivate people for doing this. All right. Rule 4. This is where the butt hurt will start. If a park overlaps with a different park or trail, only one may be submitted for a given activation. If you are at a fiver, you'll need to pick one. No twofers or threefers allowed for this thing. One hike, one park, one activation. I like that personally. It's going to get you to move around a lot more. There's a few parks that overlap with where I'm at with trails and stuff, and there's no reason why you can't get 2 parks in one day. You're just going to have to pack things up and move. For instance, I got a few parks where the Ice Age Trail goes through. There's no reason why I can't sit up on the trail, activate the park that the trail's in, and then hike another qualifying distance, then activate the trail. So that's going to be pretty cool. Rule number 5. For activations involving more than one operator, each activator, let me get the cursor out of the way for you, that submits a log for the activation must complete each QSO. So it's pretty common sense. Pass the mic. You don't get an activation by observing somebody else. That's kind of a no-brainer. Rule 6. This one might inflict a little discomfort on people. Only contacts made on or after January 1st, 2026 are eligible for all awards. So, back you may have done this 1,000 times before and you think, oh, sweet, I'll just submit my old logs. I already got this award. Nope, you're going to have to start doing it all in 2026. So the way I read that, though, for a little silver lining for people that want to submit old logs, anything that you do after 2026 will be available for PN and R awards. So, there's a little bit of what have you on that. So I like that. That means, this is opening everything up. Again, they got a leaderboard on the top, so that way, somebody doesn't automatically win the award 5 times over and is way ahead. Whether you're a seasoned backpacker who likes to do portable radio or you're new to this hobby, we all are starting off at the starting gate at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, that would be my One thing that I would change if I ran this, but I don't, so my opinions don't matter, is I would take rule number 6 out of the general rules, and then I would start whenever you release a new award, that date is when it starts, but that's nothing that I really care one way or another about. I think it's fine either way. Rule 7, each unique combination of call sign, mode, and band qualifies as a QSO. Same qualifications as Parks on the Air, so you can make multiple contacts with the same call sign on different bands during that activation, all that kind of stuff. So that's cool. Awards are given to the operator, not the QTH. In other words, if you change your call signs or move, you don't have to start over. That's nice. This one's going to hurt people. This is where a lot of the butt hurt will come. To submit credit, a park must show a minimum of 22 QSOs from each park. That's right, 22 QSOs, not the 10 that Parks on the Air requires. I think this is to encourage people to not do the your typical make 10 contacts, turn and burn type activations. They want you to get out there and enjoy the trail a little more. But there's a little redeeming factor on this where if you think that 22 is not going to be able to get enough for an activation, this is a complete activation. You may activate and log fewer than 22 QSOs and then go back any number of times to meet the minimum number of where'd my mind go? Oh, there it is. Make the number of QSOs to get to 22. So say you go out and you make 12 contacts, you run out of time, the battery goes dead, the bands go dead. You can go back the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year, and get the remaining 10, 12 contacts that you need to get the PNR activation, if that makes sense. So I like that. That way, it leaves no QSO left behind. It can take several Parks on the Air activations in order to get this Pack Mule activation. So that's pretty cool. So that's the general rules that's going to apply to all the PNR awards. I like it. There's more coming out. The only thing that I don't like is I think when the awards release, like the first of the month after they make the announcement, that's when it should be eligible. But that's being petty in my part, so I digress. So here we go. The specific rules for the Pack Mule. These rules cover the PNR Pack Mule Award. Activators must submit logs showing that they have achieved the criteria for the award pack, and then you send to this email address of mule@POTA.news. Complete 100 activations entirely by hiking, cycling, paddling, or other non-motorized means, each confirming with general rules. So, yeah, you don't have to hike the minimum distance. You can, like for me, I got the St. Croix River literally a mile and a half to the direction I'm pointing. I can hop into a canoe or a kayak and paddle up or downstream, and that counts. So that's kind of cool. For those that are into cycling, a lot of state parks and whatever have some nice trails for that. Just non-motorized, so no e-scooters, that kind of stuff. The operator, radios, antennas, power source, and all supporting equipment must be carried at least 1/2 of a mile, about 1 kilometer away from any motorized vehicle. So if you drive into a park or a wildlife area, you got to load everything up in a pack or a cart or whatever you want, and be self-man portable and move 1/2 a mile away from where you parked. You must not use a vehicle in any way to support the station other than get it close to the activation point. keyword there is close. So you just can't park at a parking lot, go for a half-mile walk, then hop back into your vehicle and activate from your vehicle. So that closes that loophole. And then submitting the logs, you just submit an ADIF formatted log and send it into Mule at POTA.news. Once you support it, blah, 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 blah. And all that stuff is going to be showing up here on this leaderboard. I got a feeling this is probably going to be expanded where you can see some more stuff. We'll have to see how this pans out. I'm kind of excited about this. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to take some time. I'm guessing it'll take me personally 2.5 years to do it. But other people, right away, YouTuber Mike K8MRD from Ham Radio Tube, I bet he'll do this in less than a year, probably 9 months if he wants to. He goes out into the state park right down the road from him. He hikes in there a lot. That's his proving grounds for a lot of his videos. So he can easily do that twice a week if he wants to. So what you'll get, it looks like they haven't figured it out yet, but it looks like there's going to be a physical award. I don't know if you'll have to pay for it yourself like you do for Summits on the Air. I would think so, to keep the costs down. Who knows? I don't think they have it figured out yet, but they got some time to figure it out. So that's pretty cool. Again, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a lot of fun. So let's get caught up. Get my cursor on the right monitor here and get some caught up here. Frequency Frontier says, looks interesting. And can you do more than one a day? I believe so. I like I gave the situation where if you're in a twofer, you can set up, get one done, pack up, move on out and do another one, kind of like the radar rove. So that'll be pretty cool. Chris says, well, I better get the G90 into a backpack with some kind of power. Chris, why don't you already? Just teasing you, bud. I know you got a lot going on, but yes, this should definitely motivate you to get that G90 into a backpack with a nice small little battery pack. I think you will definitely enjoy it. This could be tough, QRP. Yes, it could. But that's why I kind of like the idea of, in order to get this activation for the Pack Mule Award, you can stack up several Parks on the Air activations, even if you don't get a activation for Parks on the Air. Say you go out and you only make 5 contacts. Well, you do that 5 times and you got this award. So yeah, QRP will be tough, but I think some people, including myself, like to be self-punished, and that's the way you go. And Chris makes a good point. That's why he likes 20 watts. Yep. And back to Chris's first comment there, that G90 is very packable. So yeah, Chris, get a set up. I think you'll enjoy this. So at least 100 different 1 mile hikes and a minimum of 2,200 QSOs. Yeah, that math's out. It's going to be a slug. I think in my first video on this topic, I kind of called it a mountain goat light, because if you're familiar with Summits on the Air, you need to get 1,000 points. Again, Summits on the Air, they give you points by the value of the mountain or the summit you're on, 1 to 10. So at a minimum, you have to do 100 activations to get the Mountain Goat Award. And that's all on 10 pointers. So it takes typically a very much long time to do that. Well, that is a mule, I would say. Yes, indeed, Chris. And where it says non-motorized equipment, hey, if you have a literal pack mule or a horse, if you go horseback riding, there's some equestrian trails around me through the state forest. Yeah, if I had a horse, I'd do that. Throw a radio in the saddlebag. So yeah, you can utilize anything that's not motorized. I don't think that's what Chris was meaning. I think he was just commenting off a Frequency Frontiers comment, but that's what just went into my head is like, yeah, you could use pack animals for this. Yeah, it's going to be at least a year with just the weekends and vacations. Yeah, for sure. If 52 weeks in a year, if you're able to do one, maybe two on a Saturday or one on each weekend day, that's a heck of a lot of commitment. It will take most people at a minimum a year. I think you got to do a lot of work to get that done. So that's pretty cool. Yep. Yep, your QSOs per mile is going to be about 22 at a minimum. I love that. Okay, time to get the mountain bike back up and running and maybe take a trip over to Mercer with the canoe. Oh yeah, for sure. Get get a pack on your mountain bike or I guess you can go with a backpack too. Yeah, this is a good excuse to get on the old mountain bike and some exercising. And the way I read the rules, uh, if we go back, let me get on the right screen here. The operator, radio, antennas, and power source, all supporting equipment must be carried at least 1 mile, at least one half of a mile from the motorized vehicle. So I think this is going to be, outside of the theme of it, outside of the intention, but I guess that would count if you're riding your bike to the park. Like for me, Cricks Mills Wildlife Area is 3 miles down the road behind me. If I hop on my mountain bike and ride my bike to the park, I guess technically that will qualify for an activation. But I personally won't be doing that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm going to ride my mountain bike in there, but I think once I get within the boundaries of the park, I'm going to go under a mile just to stay with the theme of the thing. I guess that might be a possible rule amendment that the creator could take under consideration. Again, that's being a little semantic, but you be you. All right, where were we? I think we're back down there. See exactly what I need, another expensive hobby. Yep, for sure. And then Chris says, Scout, I see what you're saying is same here with Terry Andre State Park. Okay, so Chris, you must live next to Terry Andre State Park. Yeah, I guess that would be kind of I guess the more the stay true to the thing, I would suggest that rule get tweaked a little bit, that it must be a half mile within the park. I guess the counter, if I want to be devil's advocate to my devil's advocate, you can say, well, if it's a small park and there isn't a mile or a half mile worth of trails in it, whatever. I don't think we need to nitpick that too much. I think it's good enough the way it is. If it gets somebody walking a half mile with the radio gear on them, I'm all for it, whether it's in a park or not. So pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. And that's about all I got. It looks like Frequency Frontiers and Chris are the only ones here in the chat. So unless you guys got anything else. By the way, both of them have YouTube channels that you may want to check out. Just do the YouTube search for Frequency Frontiers and Chris KD9YSW. Both small channels that are true to the cause. They like POTA and portable radio and all that kind of stuff. So check them out if you get a chance. So that's about it. I just wanted to just show how excited I am about this Pack Mule Award. This is going to be pretty cool. So I think with that, I'll call it a video. Just a quick ad hoc video to go over the rules for the Pack Mule from POTA News and Reviews. Check out the website. It's pretty cool. I know January 1st, I am going to start doing this. And keep in mind, we're talking, there's one more thing I wanted to mention. Good thing I kept rambling there for a few seconds. January 1st, 2026, we're all hands. We use UTC time to define the day. So January 1st, UTC at midnight. That's in the evening here. So I may have to go for a little New Year's Eve hike and do a POTA activation. See if I can get going right away on this wonderful new award. I'm really excited about it. You're going to see some content on that throughout this year and probably a couple years as I try to get this award myself. I'll probably even make my own little playlist on it to document my hikes and stuff. Yeah, one more thing. Let me see if I can navigate the website. Oh, that's cool. The search works from anything. So here, and I'll drop this into the chat for anyone that wants to check this out. If you're watching this in the future, the chat is saved. You can scroll through it. But here is the article announcing it. I won't reread you the article, but geez, sorry. But Perry goes into some good detail on what's going on. I made a comment when I read this that I'm all excited about this, blah blah blah, and then I asked, how will it be verified that activators hiked the required distance other than the honor system? More of a curiosity than anything. If people want to fake their way to win an internet award, so be it. But it'd be fun to see maybe a photographic evidence with a selfie from the station location. Even if it doesn't prove distance, it would be fun to see people having fun in the wild with this portable radio. So that was my one little, hey, how are we going to verify this? And of course, Perry says there's no way to prove it, especially the way you can fake anything these days. So it is, people fake parks on the air activations and so some on the air activations anyways. So if you want to claim you did a 63 park rove and get an award for it, have fun. It doesn't affect me one way or another. I see this as a personal challenge and it's going to be fun. But he did like the idea of seeing some of the hikes and some of that stuff will be put up for display. So I'll definitely be submitting some stuff to this website. I think it'll be fun. I think there's information up here on how you can submit some stuff if you want. I believe there's I won't get into it, but I believe there is uh let me go to the subscribe thing. I think, yeah, if you just go, if you want to send in your own after action report uh for any of these any parks on the air activation that you do, whether it's from a picnic table or your vehicle or for a hike in, you can review that park. So if you like to write, you can write up the fun you had on your activation, include some pictures, send it to news@pota.news, and I got a feeling they will add your little article to some of these other wonderful articles here. So definitely cool. Check it out. I think you'll like it a lot. So that is, and big in myself again. That's basically all I wanted the show. It's going to be fun. Uh, yeah, Chris says, heck, screenshot your hike from your car. Yeah, yeah. Somebody could definitely do that too. But it's cool. Gotta film it for social media, or it didn't happen. Same as going to the gym. Yep, yep, exactly. Oh, back when the only thing annoying on Facebook was people posting gym pics. Oh, to go back to those days. Yeah, so this should be in my opinion, this should be a content boom or motivator for YouTubers like myself, and Tango Oscar Mike comes to mind. The people that like to get out and backpack anyways, so that will be pretty cool. I have a good friend that runs, and he always posts his track he ran. Yep, I got some athletic people as well. And yes, January 1st is coming. So uh for anyone, and obviously if you're seeing this like a year and a half in the future, you're not missing out on anything. This, you may not be the first one to get the Pack Mule, but so be it. This is a good motivation to if you're into parks on the air but not really into hiking and stuff. This may be a motivation for you to explore your favorite parks a little more. Maybe get a backpack, get a, it might be a good excuse to buy a smaller radio. Hey, why not? You're investing in an award. It might get some of us out and about a little bit more, seeing more sights, getting in better shape. Uh, it'll be fun. Trust me, you don't have to be, if there's no fear of missing out on this thing. You can start this 10 years from now. Yeah. Are they going to have a Shack Slob Award? Yeah. On Summits on the Air, they have the mountain goat, and then they have for the hunters, they have the shack. Yeah, I think it's like a shack sloth or something like that. Uh, you know, that I said that before. That is the one of the reasons why I think uh, Parks on the Air is more popular than Summits on the Air. The obvious reasons is Summits on the Air is much more difficult. Great areas of this country do not have access to summits, or if they do, they're like here in Wisconsin, they're few and far between. But parks are everywhere, so a lot more target-rich environment. But I think one of the secret gems of why Parks on the Air is so popular is the hunters. They don't have to submit a log. There's no work involved for them. All they got to do is make some contacts. The activator does all the work for them. So it'll get some shack sloths, or as Frequency Frontiers puts it, shack slob. And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody that does only hunting. I get it. Not anybody wants to go out and do it anyways. A lot of people don't have the ability to. So I'm not making fun of anybody. Hunters are what makes Parks on the Air so much fun. If it wasn't for the hunters, it it wouldn't be where it is today. So Yeah, and Chris is right with me. He'd win that. I would win that too. Uh, I work, give a run for your money. I would rather. All right, get into a side conversation there, but yeah, for sure. I'm really excited about this. I can't say that enough. And I'm also excited to see what other awards that they're going to be coming up with because clearly here they got the Pack Mule. That's the only award, but they're setting up their future proof. Words are hard. They are future proofing this award program where they're saying rules apply to all awards, even though there's just one right now. So very cool. Yeah, to sum up, I'm super excited about this. Uh, I think the rules are fantastic. I think it'll separate the wheat from the chaff right away. Where some people are going to say, "I'm not going to do that if I can't use a twofer." Um, that's on you. If this doesn't sound like fun to you, I get it. Luckily, there's plenty of other things to make everybody happy doing other stuff. But for those people who are active or at least want to get active, this is going to be good. Yeah, again, I keep saying I'm done, but I keep thinking up stuff here. Uh, for anyone that's looking for a New Year's resolution, it's that time of the year. If you're a ham and you like Parks on the Air and you want to get in better shape, the Pack Mule might be a motivator for you. Sounds like a lot more fun than a gym membership that you're going to use for 2 weeks. So there you go. With that, I think I'll wrap it up because I do have stuff to do today, and I've rambled on much longer than I planned on. Good luck with that. Well, winning the Powerball, it's a 50-50 chance, right? Either you win it or you don't. One of my favorite bad jokes. All right, folks. With that bad dad joke, I will call it a day. Get on with it. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. With the new year, I hope to see a lot of people, especially some of the ham tube content creators, start talking about this Pack Mule Award. It's going to be fun. So, catch y'all later. Have a good one. 73, everyone.